Okay, we're solving exercises of the plotting workshop. In this case, we're gonna work with an absolute value function. So we're gonna begin doing step one. Step one is basically filling in the table of values. For this type of functions, the table of values that we're gonna use basically that table of values is going to be defined by something we're going to call the turning point. Okay, so that's what we need to find first, the turning point. So I'm going to put in here turning point. Okay, turning point. Now, how do you find the turning point? What you're gonna do is you're gonna copy only the part that is inside the absolute value bars. Absolute value bars are these vertical lines that you see here on the exercise. So you're just gonna copy what is inside of them. I'm gonna put in this case 2x plus 4. Okay. Now, for that thingy, once I copy it, I'm gonna have to put an equal and I'm gonna put 0 always. Okay, that's how you find the turning point. Once you've done this, all you need to do is find x. So we're gonna solve this linear equation. 4 positive, if I move it to the other side, is gonna be a -4. And if I send to divide number 2, then that thing will be -4 divided by 2. -4 divided by 2 will be -2. Okay, so that will be the turning point. I'm gonna color it so that we can identify it. Okay, that's gonna be the turning point. So why are we looking for this? This number that we just found is gonna be the number that we're gonna put at the center of the table of values. And with this number in mind, we're gonna put all of the numbers before and after it. So like before -2 we have -3, and before -3 we have -4. So with that -2 we basically understand which numbers we're going to have to use in the table of values. Okay, so those are before -2. After -2 we have -1 and we have 0. So I'm going to copy -1 and I'm going to copy 0. Okay. So once I have the numbers I'm going to use for x in the table of values, I'm going to use the formula of the exercise to find letter y. Okay. So let me color this thingy so we have it different like this. Yes. So we're going to copy the equation of the exercise. So the equation is inside bars is f parenthesis x equals inside bars 2x plus 4 minus 3. Okay. And I'm gonna put this thing maybe a different way. So I'm gonna put it here. Okay, so we have this thingy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna copy instead of x, we're gonna copy the first number that we have in the table of values, which is -4. So I'm gonna put f of -4 equals inside bars 2 parentheses -4 plus 4 minus 3 outside. Okay. So what is the answer for this? 2 times -4 will be -8. Okay, and I copy +4 and -3. And I continue. -8 plus 4 will be -4, and I copy the -3. Now, what happens with these bars? What the bars do is basically they turn into positive any number they have inside. So like I had to do the operations first to get only one number. Once I have only one number inside the bars, that number is going to turn positive. So instead of -4, what I'm going to put out without the bars is +4. And I'm going to copy the -3 of the exercise. So all I need to do now is the operation 4 minus 3. Okay, and 4 minus 3 is going to give me 1. Okay, so that's the number I'm going to put in the table of values, 1. Okay. So I'm going to repeat the same process again, but now with the next number, which is -3. So instead of x, I'm going to put -3. Instead of x, I put -3. And in here it will be 2 times -3 plus 4 minus 3. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to copy the first part of the exercise, f parentheses -3 equals, vertical bars will be 2 times -3, that will be -6. And I copy +4, I copy the vertical bars, that will be -3. Okay. Then that will be inside the bars, -6 plus 4, that will be -2. -3. Okay. Again, the bars are going to turn -2 into a positive number, so I will get +2 minus 3. Okay, and 2 minus 3, that will be -1. So the next number that I got in here will be -1. Okay. So let's continue with the next one. Okay. So I copy the formula again of the exercise. Okay. And I keep working the same way. Okay. So I'm gonna put f parentheses, but instead of x, I'm gonna put the next number, which is -2. Okay, so f -2 will be equal to vertical bars 2 parentheses -2 plus 4, and I close the vertical bars, -3 outside, and that will give me inside the bars 2 times -2, that will be -4. Okay, and I copy plus 4, I close the vertical bars, -3, and again. Okay, so inside bars -4 plus 4, that will give me 0. I close the bars and I copy -3. Okay. Now 0 inside bars, well, once I use the absolute value, I still get 0. I copy -3, and 0 minus 3, that will be -3. Okay, so the next answer for the table of values will be -3. Okay, copy this thingy up. Okay, leave it like that. Okay, let's leave it like that. Okay, the next number, this is uncomfortable. There we go. We're gonna copy the formula again, and we're gonna work with the next number, which will be -1. Okay. So I'm gonna copy the f parenthesis x, but instead of x, I'm gonna put -1. Then vertical bars, which is absolute value, 2 inside parenthesis -1 plus 4, I close the absolute value, -3. Then I'm gonna copy f parenthesis 1. Okay, f of 1 or image of 1 will be absolute value, 2 times -1, that will be -2 plus 4, I close absolute value, bars, -3. Then f parenthesis -1, that will be -2 plus 4, that will be +2, so inside absolute value bars I will get +2, and outside absolute value bars will be -3. Okay, 2. Absolute value of 2 will be still +2, because what the absolute value bars do is they turn into positive. If it was already positive, then it's still positive. Okay, and I copy -3, and all I need to do now is basically get the answer of 2 minus 3. That will give me -1. Okay, so that will be the answer for the y of -1. Okay, we're only missing 1. The last substitution will be with 0. So I'm going to copy the formula again. Instead of x, I'm going to put 0. And let's see. Absolute value of 2 times 0 plus 4. I close absolute value bars, -3. Same way I'm going to continue working here. Be absolute value of 2 times 0 will be 0 plus 4, and I close the absolute value bars, -3. Then inside absolute value will be 0 plus 4, that will give me 4. I close the absolute value bars and I copy -3 outside. Absolute value of 4 will give me 4. I copy -3, and then the answer of 4 minus 3 will be +1. So that will be the last number I'm going to put in the table of values. Okay, so that's it. I already filled the table of values. That will be step 1. That's how you do step 1 of an absolute value function.